Ever been home alone and felt like you weren't really alone? That shiver down your spine when you hear a noise and can't explain it? The feeling of eyes watching your every move from the shadows? These aren't just scenes from your favorite horror movies. Tonight, we delve into the terrifying reality of being home alone and the chilling true stories that prove you never truly are. Are you brave enough to face the unknown? Then turn down the lights, lock your doors, and prepare to be terrified as we uncover the truth behind 10 scary true horror home alone stories. Picture this. You're home alone, lights dimmed low, engrossed in a book or maybe a late-night movie. Everything seems normal, peaceful even. But then, out of the corner of your eye, you catch a flicker of movement. You glance up, heart pounding, and there it is, a fleeting shadow darting across the hallway. Logic tells you it's just a trick of the light, a figment of your imagination playing tricks in the darkness. But deep down, a primal fear takes hold. The once familiar hallway now seems stretched and distorted, a menacing tunnel leading to an unknown terror. Was it a trick of the light? A figment of your imagination? Or was it something more sinister? And as the night wears on, you are left with a chilling realization. Even within the walls we build to keep the darkness out, there are shadows that linger. Imagine the unsettling feeling of being watched, an invisible gaze following your every move. You brush it off at first, attributing it to nerves or an overactive imagination. But the feeling persists, growing stronger with each passing day. One evening as you're changing in your bedroom, you notice a faint blinking light emanating from the smoke detector. Curiosity turns to ice-cold terror as you realize it's a tiny camera lens, its unblinking eye recording your every move. Someone has been watching you, violating your privacy in the most intimate space imaginable. The realization hits you like a physical blow. The police are called, an investigation launched, but the perpetrator is never found. The cameras are removed, but the psychological scars remain. The unseen watcher may be gone, but the fear they instilled lingers like a toxic cloud. Silence. It's the kind of silence that feels heavy, almost suffocating, pressing down on you with the weight of solitude. You're home alone. The only sounds, the gentle hum of the refrigerator and the rhythmic ticking of the grandfather clock in the hall. A noise pierces the stillness, a distinct, heavy thud. It comes from upstairs, the sound of footsteps, slow and deliberate. Panic starts to rise in your chest, constricting your throat. The footsteps are unmistakable. The sound of someone or something moving with purpose through the empty rooms above. The footsteps cease as abruptly as they began, leaving behind an eerie silence that's somehow more unnerving than the noise itself. Morning arrives like a reprieve, bathing the house in warm, reassuring sunlight. The phantom footsteps remain a chilling mystery, a haunting reminder that even in the supposed safety of our homes, we are not alone. Chapter 4. The Locked Door Mystery. Have you ever glanced at something 100 times, only for it to suddenly seem different, wrong, unsettling? That's how it felt with the basement door. You passed it every day, an unremarkable wooden door at the end of the hallway, leading down to the cool, musty darkness below. But today, something was off. The door, usually left slightly ajar, was now firmly shut. You distinctly remembered it being open earlier that day. Hesitantly, you reached for the doorknob, the cool metal sending a shiver up your arm. It wouldn't budge. The door was locked. You lived alone. There was no logical reason for the basement door to be locked. The locked door felt like a violation, a tangible sign that you were not alone in your own home. Chapter 5. The Whispering Walls. Silence. Not the peaceful, comforting kind, but a strained, expectant silence, thick with unspoken tension. You're home alone. The house eerily still. It's in this unsettling quiet that you first hear it. A faint whisper, barely audible, coming from somewhere within the walls. The sound comes again, a hushed murmur, too low to decipher words but undeniably a voice. The walls, once a source of comfort and security, now feel like they're closing in, whispering secrets you were never meant to hear. The whispers continue, intermittent and unpredictable, flitting from one wall to another, taunting you with their near silence. Is it a trick of the mind? A manifestation of stress or fatigue? Or is it something more sinister, the residue of past tragedies? You are left to grapple with the chilling realization that the walls have ears, and sometimes they whisper back. Chapter 6. The Vanishing Figure. The human eye can be easily tricked, especially in the periphery, where shadows dance and imagination runs wild. You tell yourself that's all it was, a trick of the light, a fleeting glimpse of something that wasn't really there. But deep down, you know what you saw. You were home alone, the house shrouded in the stillness of a lazy afternoon. As you passed by the doorway to the spare bedroom, a movement caught your eye. You turned, your gaze drawn to the far corner of the room, where a shadowy figure seemed to materialize out of thin air. It was tall and slender, its form indistinct in the dim light filtering through the curtains. And then, just as quickly as it had appeared, it was gone, vanished without a trace. You couldn't shake the feeling that you had witnessed something beyond explanation, a glimpse into a realm where the laws of nature held no sway. Chapter 7. The Basement Encounter. The air in the basement always hung heavy, thick with the scent of damp earth and forgotten things. It was a place you generally avoided, preferring the warmth and light of the upper floors. But on this particular day, a sense of foreboding drew you down the creaking wooden stairs. You flicked on the single bare bulb, its weak light doing little to penetrate the oppressive darkness. As you navigated through the labyrinth of dusty boxes and forgotten furniture, you couldn't shake the feeling that you were being watched. You found the photo albums tucked away in a dusty corner and began making your way back towards the stairs. But as you turned a corner, you stopped dead in your tracks. Standing in the middle of the narrow passageway, bathed in the dim light, was a figure. You couldn't make out its face, but you could feel its eyes fixed on you, burning into you with an intensity that sent shivers down your spine. Terror gripped you, paralyzing you in place. You stood there, frozen in a tableau of fear, as the figure took a step towards you. Chapter 8. The Midnight Knock, the Witching Hour, a time when shadows stretch and whispers seem to emanate from the very walls. You're home alone, nestled under the covers, trying to ignore the creaks and groans of your old house as it settles around you. Just as you drift off to sleep, a sound jolts you awake, a sharp, insistent rapping at the front door. Your heart pounds in your chest as you strain to listen. The knock comes again, echoing through the silent house. It's a deliberate, rhythmic pounding, the kind that sends shivers down your spine. The knocking abruptly stops, leaving behind an eerie silence that's somehow more unsettling than the noise itself. The memory of that insistent knocking, echoing through the silent house, is seared into your mind. Chapter 9. The Cold Spot. You've always been sensitive to changes in temperature, but this was different. It was a localized chill, a pocket of icy air that clung to you like a ghostly embrace. You first noticed it in the living room, a sudden drop in temperature that sent shivers down your spine. It was a summer evening, the air outside warm and humid, but right here in this one particular spot, the air turned frigid, as if a window had been thrown open to a blizzard. You rubbed your arms trying to shake off the goosebumps that erupted across your skin, but the cold persisted, a palpable presence that seemed to cling to the very air you breathed. You tried to rationalize it, blaming drafts, faulty air conditioning, anything to explain away the unexplainable. But deep down, a primal fear whispered that this was something more, something ancient and unseen, holding court in this one particular spot in your home. The cold spot was real, a tangible manifestation of something you couldn't explain, a chilling reminder that there are forces at play in this world that we can't begin to understand. Chapter 10. The Uninvited Guest. There's a particular kind of unease that settles in when you realize the sanctity of your home has been breached, the feeling of security, of being safe within your own four walls, shattered by the undeniable evidence of an uninvited guest. You returned home after a long day, expecting to find the same quiet solitude you'd left behind. But as you stepped across the threshold, a subtle detail felt jarringly out of place. It was a small thing, easily overlooked. A misplaced picture frame, a drawer left slightly ajar, a footprint on the rug that hadn't been there before. Your pulse quickened as you scanned the room, your senses on high alert. The air felt different, charged with an unfamiliar energy, a subtle shift that sent shivers down your spine. The police were called, their presence a small comfort in the face of such unsettling violation. The mystery deepened, leaving you with a profound sense of unease. Outro, sweet dreams. So the next time you find yourself home alone, remember these stories. The shadows, the whispers, the unexplained events that defy logic and reason. Did any of these stories send shivers down your spine? Which one terrified you the most? Let me know in the comments below. And if you dare to delve deeper into the darkness, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel for more chilling tales of true horror. You never know what might be lurking just beyond the shadows.